Oh my God. Lord, this is Mac Allan, owner of the magazine. I'm trying to get an interview, but hey, the guys had to take me through an extensive search and make sure that I wasn't with no funny shit because, hey, DJ Whitey and 40 Pro are pretty serious about business out here. Hey, out of so many years of doing what I do, I never thought Whitey would take me through no shit like this right here. For
got a lot going on. Shout out to all the DJ crews that hold me down and everybody that's serious about their business. You can catch me at DJ Whitey Mixtapes with an S at Gmail. And that's on Google Talk, that's on anything that's out there. All of the websites are DJ Whitey, Twitter, MySpace, Facebook. If you hit me on Facebook and I don't hit you back immediately, don't be mad. I maxed out my friends and they won't let me accept anymore and I gotta make a new page. So, you know, it is what it is. But really, check everything else out at www.the40pro.com.
Hey, what's up, viewers? This your guy Mac Allan, owner of the magazine, booklet, and DVD publication. You are watching Volume 6 of the magazine on DVD. Hey, the true DVD magazine. Now, unbeknownst to me, hey, I finally gets a call today from one of the most reputable DJs, award-winning DJs that is, here in Tennessee. You know him, DJ Whitey. And if you don't know him, you ain't had your ear to the street, or you probably been locked up some fucking well. But hey, we gonna find out today, what has DJ Whitey been doing since Volume 1 on DVD? That's right, when we first started our magazine, he was one of the first people to patronize us and show us some love and waive his fees. And we found that to be admirable. So today, 7 years later, he's showing that same type of love. So today, DJ Whitey, we're glad to finally get the opportunity to talk to you again. First of all, let us know, what have you been doing since we've seen you on Volume 1?
Man, it's just been life, man. I tell you, like, from personal to business, man, it's been 100% grind for the last 10 years. And in that, I've formed companies, ended them, formed relationships, ended them. It's been a wild ride, but we still move.
Now, initially when you started, we remember you were trying to get a label started and a entertainment company that went by the name of Presidential Entertainment, and it was establishing such a great buzz throughout the Tennessee region. Hell, every mixtape that you damn near seen had that DJ Whitey Presidential emblem on it. But we found to not see DJ Whitey in the Tennessee market. We kind of like seeing them branching out to bigger markets, and we want to find out what's the reason behind the big branch out.
Presidential Entertainment as a whole just started out as a label for me to drop the mixtapes, you know, and stuff like that. And we got it branded and we got a lot of love on it. But when I got ready to take it to the next level of a career, it wasn't really something that I could really copyright, you know, with the whole president and all that stuff. So, you know, when I get into branding and, you know, and stuff like that, I really had to make a decision. So I dissolved Presidential Entertainment a couple years ago and merged in with my partner, 40. You know, we've got 40 Pro. It's a label that was already branded and moving, but you know, for me turning from just mixtapes to recording, you know, it was a positive move for both sides, and now we've got a lot more confidence.
Now, knowing that DJ Whitey has been not just nominated, but received several accolades and awards throughout the Tennessee market, we would like to find out, over the course of you initially beginning DJ Whitey, what type of ethics, morals, and expertise have you learned over these last couple of years?
I mean, a lot of people have asked questions, and like, it's hard for me to answer those questions because I didn't really form or follow any guidelines. I just jumped in both feet 100% and gave up all of my personal life and time to go full on the business. And you know, some people aren't able to do that in their jobs or careers. I was fortunate enough too. So I got to get a lot accomplished in a small amount of time to, you know, build that buzz and that name. You know, there's DJs out there that work full-time jobs and DJ on the weekend, and then there's DJs that just don't eat if they ain't spinning. You know, and I just, you know, through my 11 years, you know, I've been fortunate to have a gig at all times or be doing mixtapes or something that kept me afloat, but I've never clocked in, had a day job the whole time. It's been music, starve with them or eat with them, you know, and that's why I think a lot of the relationships that I've built, there's so much respect in them because, you know, we dove in together, small fees or whatever had to be paid, and once we got to work, you know, something great came out of it in whatever avenue it was in.
Now, if you follow DJ Whitey from back in Volume 1 on DVD, he told you something, and he was very adamant about that. He stated that if you're gonna be an artist, DJ, producer, you got to eat, sleep, and drink this all day long. So it's obvious 11 years later, he's still living by those words, basically. Now, DJ Whitey, it being that you are so talented and very well respected, and I must say, pretty phenomenal when he gets on the wheels of steel, what differentiates you? I mean, what makes you the type of DJ that continuously, year after year, repetitively, nominated, win, nominated, win? What is it about you, your characteristics? He's so down to earth, he's humble. That could be one thing, but I think these awards that he's winning is based on his expertise. So could you explain what differentiates you, White?
I mean, every DJ's got their niche or their thing that people grasp onto. I think, again, with me doing the artist mixtapes and the clubs, you know, and everything at one time, it gave me a little more of advantage in some areas because I already had relationships. You know, like if I dropped a mixtape on an artist, I could get that artist and that whole side of town to come to the club. Now the club's winning too. You know, like, it was a benefit, you know, but at the same time, you know, like you said, it's just that 100%. You know, I get up, check every message, get all that cracking, then there's stuff going on. My calendar's full to next June already, but, you know, I'll drop whatever it is for a second for a hungry artist or a worthwhile business venture. You know, I mean, a lot of people throw a lot of BS out there. Like, I will get it done. I know I've booked mixtapes and turned them in 2 days, and I got some people that paid a year ago that through changing songs and whatever's happened, you know, we're still trying to get that project done. But I always finish what I start. And when I started, I said, you know, it wasn't about being the best. It was just, I said I was going to end up being where I could live from this the rest of my life. And, you know, and I'm going to DJ and work forever at this. But, you know, now I'm at a point in my career where, like, I was blessed to rock the clubs and to do the mixtapes. And all the awards I won were a direct reflection. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hiding none of that. Direct reflection on the artists that I work with and the grind we put in together. I didn't get the award by myself and vice versa, you know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people need to learn. You know, this industry is about who you know and how they play their role in any situation. It's not about I can throw $100,000 at it in a song and here we go. I mean, you still got to know who to call, how to get to them, what's going on, what you bring to them. And it takes, I've learned, it took 11 years for me to get here. And I feel like when I'm in a situation, I'm the small guy in the room trying to get something going, you know. So I mean, it's every day it's something different.
Now, it being that you brought those aspects to the forefront, the political part of this business, me and White have been doing what we do for a while, even though we do different things. But we have learned throughout our ventures and our endeavors that this business, unbeknownst to a lot of you people that would like to be DJs or be video journalists, this is a pretty political business behind the scenes. So the next question would be, Whitey was one of the hottest club DJs throughout Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, consecutively here, repetitively, for probably 3, 4 years, 5 years at the most in a row. And we noticed that Whitey has kind of shied away from it, and we want to find out what's the reason for you not being in the clubs as much as you were, because Whitey was somewhat the reason for my success. Hey, I love coming to the club and Whitey just keep my name in the air and popping the magazine, booking the DVD publication. Now it's like, damn, who in the club now? Well, nothing against C-Lo and none of the other guys, but it's like, well, shit, I guess I better get my money right. Hey, man. But Whitey, like I said, the question was basically the political aspect of the game. Why have we seen you kind of shy away from certain projects? You're not in the club as vocal as you once were. And I know it has to be a reason why you're not in the club like you were.
Well, that's a two-sided question. I'm still in the clubs as much as I was, just not in Nashville. Unfortunately and fortunately, you know, my career has hit a point where I'm getting a lot of out-of-town bookings, and through further relationships, I'm doing so much stuff in business out of town that, you know, I'm just not here 6 days a week to rock the club. You know, I mean, I think we've got a real good generation of younger DJs, like, you know, with C-Dub and Weezy and Crisis and L-Dub and Ron, and, you know, all those guys that You're gonna catch, you know, a lot of us, you know, that have been rocking Nashville for 10 years, doing a lot more out of town to open up some of these avenues to get our city out there. You know, like when I do out of town gigs, I still play a lot of our records, you know, just because, you know, it's about taking Nashville with me. Even when I'm not there, it's on my back 100%. And that's, you know, what a lot of people don't realize is, you know, I've even had people call me and be like, man, where you at, man? And it's like, as much as I would love to be rocking LAX or ICE or be out there with Brian D at a party, you know, if I get booked out of town, you know, 9 times out of 10, one, it pays more, and 2, it gives me a chance to rock a different crowd. And when you're a DJ, any DJ will tell you, you know, I mean, you'll get to where you'll be a house DJ for a year at a club, and you'll rock that club 6 days a week. And then you'll get to a point where it's just kind of like, either the club itself just kind of gets comfortable or the crowd does, and you got to shake it up. And I'm not a greedy DJ, nor do, you know, I think I'm just the best. But, you know, I find a way to come into a club. They like what I do. They keep me around for a while. Everybody gets used to that, and then I move on with it, you know what I mean?
Looking at your craft, it seems that, unlike a lot of DJs, what you just stated is you don't get comfortable with complacency.
No. As much as I'd love to be somewhere for 10 years straight, like, I end up knowing every with the crowd, every artist that's in there, you know, the whole time in that year, and then it's kind of like, you know, I would like to shake it up and keep it fresh for me and meet new people because I'm still working with them. You know what I mean? As much as I'd like to stay there for 3 years and play them same songs, you know what I mean? I'd like to take those songs I'm playing to a market that ain't heard it for a minute and rock that, and then start crossing markets. You know, so I mean, I was a house DJ in Nashville for 5 years. You know, from like the Mix Factory, Mr. V's, Nightlife, the Warehouse, Venice, the Underground, like anything that's had speakers and amps in it in Nashville, like I've been a part of since '99. But like there was a phase into the early 2000s where I jumped out and did a lot of Louisville and got to bouncing around, and then I came back and got a house gig. Stayed here for a couple of years, and I jumped out, and I'm in a jump out phase right now. Like I just took the job of Senior Director of Operations for DMEG. And they're based up the East Coast through Boston, Philly, Jersey, New York, and they represent 10 DJs like Infamous, West Will, Big J, like a lot of national syndicated DJs. And I've kind of teamed up with them. One, to push myself as a DJ, we've got a mutual thing, but I'll always love being a DJ. But 2, I'd like to take a lot of the business that I've put together and put it to use for something, you know, from a company standpoint as well. So that's why I formed the 40 Pro musically here, and then as my businessman, I'm going to give a lot of effort to this DMEG and really try to make something out of it.
Now, from an experienced DJ with a rapport for having great relationships, could you explain, Whitey, to a lot of the viewers or artists or producers that don't understand the importance of networking with the DJ pool? How important, what is the operation of a DJ pool, and how you guys implement taking certain artists' careers to the next level that they have no idea about?
I mean, I'm an advocate for what I'm about to say, and that's not just because I do mixtapes for artists, but the whole purpose for a DJ in the lane of, you know, you're an artist, you cut some music, you got to get it out there. You know, I mean, you're going to spend money with record pools, DJs, promoters. I mean, you're just going to have to chalk that. But you want to build a relationship with every DJ. But what you got to realize is every DJ is at a different point in their career and they do different things. So yeah, your relationship with this guy right here might be throw him 10 bucks every Saturday, he plays my record. This DJ up here might be you throw him 50 bucks, he shoots you emails. This DJ might be you pay me this and I'll tap you into all that. And you just have to figure out where in your budget you want to be. You know, I do artist mixtapes, but I do graphics, I consult, I produce, I engineer, and not because I'm trying to do everything at one time, but just through the course of my 11 years, I've learned how to kind of play a role in all that. So now, you know, like my packages, for instance, is the artwork, the CDs, some promo emails, and some networking. You know, so I'm charging $1,500 for that right now. But my networking isn't an email list of 70,000 people that can't do shit for your career. Me sending out a promo blast of, hey, here's a new CD and some singles off the project, you're available for whatever, you know, and then all your contact info in an email is going out to the Future Star DJs, Lord Gang DJs, Hustle Squad, Senate DJs. I mean, everybody that's out there making a move is connected with these crews or connected to these crews through other crews. So, you know, when you start talking about spending your advertising dollars before you go spend 10 grand in a magazine, no offense, magazines play their role too, but you need to hit it all kind of simultaneously on a smaller scale and then build up. So, you know, my advice is go find that DJ in whatever market and build that relationship with him and see what all you can get out of that. If he'll play your song for $10, you need to come to him and be like, hey, what can I throw you to get a mixtape and my song spun and some email blasts? Because now that DJ is going to turn around and be like, man, hey, let me introduce you to my 8 other friends that run the market, because it's not about paying your way in, but it's just, you got to figure that artist did something to make that money that he's about to spend. This is what we do to make our money, to pay our bills. So as much as we would love to send email blasts out for you and be your dude and put you on, it is what it is. I'm going to work the hardest for the person that makes it the easiest for me to work for them. Bottom line. You want to come spend 10 grand? I got to dedicate a couple months and really grind and focus on you. And if somebody's ready for that slot, it's there with every DJ, every promoter. Just go up to that DJ and go, I got a budget of this. Is there something that we can do? And build from there. And then, you know.
It's funny, the similarities in DJs. Now, on volume 6, you probably seen early in the DVD, Jones a one-on-one the beat, kind of saying some of the same things DJ Whitey said. Basically, he said a lot of you artists, y'all run to us DJs or run to the radio station and demand for your shit to be played on the radio or be played on our mixtapes. One thing you must understand, if you get the street buzz, we'll come looking for you. Damn, yes. This is the second person that ever said that. Wow, I hope that gets across to a lot of you artists out there.
Hey, I'll be real about that too. If I hear your name from somebody else, I'm gonna come to you, and it's gonna be a hell of a lot sweeter deal than if you come to me, but that's just business. If I want to work with you because I feel like what you're missing is what I can deliver, then I'm gonna put that on the table for you, you know. But with the mixtapes, I try and build a package for whatever the artist needs at that time. You know, it might be more DJ crew exposure or whatever, so that's where it is. But bottom line, if we hear about you, we coming to find you, because we want the exclusive.
Man, the exclusive that we want is, you've heard Whitey throughout this interview throw out 40, 40, 40. Hey, we want to find out what's up with this studio, and we want to find out how this merger, this venture came about, because we know Whitey is pretty meticulous about what he attaches his name to. So it must be something going on out here. So we gonna get the opportunity to go inside the studio, and DJ Whitey gonna lead us through and give us more informative information about how this merger came about. Hey, this is just the beginning of this interview with DJ Whitey. Hey, I hope that you have enjoyed the beginning. Hey, stay around for the summation. This is Mac Allan and DJ Whitey of Presidential Entertainment. Volume 6 on DVD. Hey, we enjoying this day, and we hope that you are enjoying what you are seeing on Volume 6. And we out. Hey, look like they trying to rain on our parade.
Yeah, we better take the electronics inside. Hey, go get the Sprint Evo 4G wireless hub. That's what it is. Get your tech game up.
Hey,
shout out to Rockstar. We're gonna get to that later, but the sponsorship is special.
hey,
stay tuned.
Whitey got a lot of shit going on. I told you. See, 7 years later, now, goddamn, we got sponsorship going on, promotion, DJs, consulting. Hey, I don't know what we're gonna find out on part 2. You might hit us with some more new ventures. Hey, stay tuned. We out.